Here's a very cool example to showcase how programmable heuristics can be. Suppose we have a ratings table, and this is for user-generated movie review sites like IMDb. And suppose we know that this table is frequently accessed by our internal stakeholders. And because the table is very big, it can be hundreds of millions of records, we wanted to pre-transform them to serve the analytics queries faster. And because we know the different type of analytics queries, we want to build different pre-aggregated tables. So in this case, I have a set of 5 different pre-aggregated tables, each with slightly different set of dimensions to cater for different use cases. The basic one, I have a daily ratings, which is just a pull in a daily count of ratings. On the left here, I pull in the movie IDs from the daily ratings, and then I have the same thing aggregated to monthly. On the right here, instead of movie ID, I pull in user ID of daily rating, and then the same thing aggregated to monthly. So I'm going to show you how we can define this in heuristics in a very reusable and extensible way, instead of having to redefining each and every one of them manually. Here's our movies rating datasets. We have the ratings model and the movies dimensional model. Let's switch to the code view. Let's first start by define the most simple pre-aggregate, the daily ratings pre-aggregate. We use the pre-aggregate syntax. Let's call it aggregate daily. We need to define how is it going to be persisted into the databases. For this, we can use incremental persistent, and we specify which database schema the system will store the table into, and what column it will be incrementally built on. Now we define different fields of this pre-aggregated. So we have 2 fields, the daily timestamp and the count of ratings, which is the measure. We use the ref syntax. And we set a time granularity. We set it to date. We define a count rating measure. And we point it to the ID field. So this is just a simple count of ID. And we can name this count rating. There. So now let me pull this into the pre-aggregate. Okay, to define the next one, the ratings movie daily. So instead of copy pasting all of this again, I'm going to use an extend syntax. So I define a movie daily, and I do aggregate daily extend. What this does is it takes whatever attribute here and it allows me to add new stuff on top. So I'm gonna define a new dimension and I call it movie ID. Here I'm gonna use a short form syntax, which is ref. That's there. And let me add that over here. I call it movies daily. And now to do the same thing for movies monthly, I can extend this daily, but modify the time granularity from day to month. Okay, let me add those back here. Cool. So now we have defined the 3 daily rating movies daily, ratings movie monthly. I'm going to go over to this view and I'm going to execute this persistent. I've gone ahead and execute all the pre-aggregates defined. I've also defined the remaining aggregates for users daily and users monthly. Now, if you go to data, and if you try to query some data, let's first do calculating. The system will use the pre-aggregate to save the query runtime. If you change the value to something that requires movie ID, for example, genre, the system will use the correct pre-aggregated, in this case, aggregated movie monthly. As you can see, I will just show you the reusability and extensibility capabilities of Holistics. With this, you can program your analytics just like how you do software programming in like Python or Ruby or C++.